And we're live talking about the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That's all the crazy stuff where that happens. Hey, all you crazy sci-fi and fantasy fans. Yeah, speaking of crazy, Doc is here. Hey, all you crazy sci-fi and fantasy fans. It's time for your daily dose of shenanigans over here at the Blasters and Blades podcast. Just three nerdy veterans, and we're all here today geeking out over our science fiction passions and fantastical fantasies. A place where magic is king, the sky is the limit, and space is the place. The podcast that puts the fun in dysfunction. Without further ado, you're getting a bonus episode this week because Nick had off. He had to stop chasing dragons up and down the border and doing border patrol things, and so we kidnapped him and we put him on our show.
Wait, are we back? He actually has a day job and not just a lush?
Yeah,
I mean, pays for the booze.
The day job pays for the booze. He's got to have standards. So
no wonder he asked us about bringing him back on to focus on some wonderful developments he's having.
So speaking of why we had you here, Nick, his website, if many of you didn't notice, went down. I think it was some sort of DDoS attack by the communists who wanted to stop him spreading the good word of freedom.
I didn't notice. Wow, how to say he's... Wow, JR. Wow.
I mean, that's what I heard on the rumor mill. I don't know what you heard, Doc, but I heard it was the commies. So anyway, he's got his website back up. Check that beauty out. So first off, I got to ask while we have you on air, how much of that art is yours and how from that you drew personally and how much is just from comics you produced?
75% of the artwork is from me. This is from, God, I'm going to butcher his name. Hakim Ayedin. He's a Turkish artist, really good. His brother is a colorist, so they work in the industry together. So these two pictures are his, and then Cardinal, that's me right here. I drew that. It's actually tattooed on my arm. This one is me. This Bengali piece here was done by Jason Metcalf. You've seen him at Dragon Con and Artist Alley and among other conventions. He's very talented. And then Famlock here. That's also me.
So when you put your website together bigger and better and with a cooler name and a cooler link that's in the show notes and a link to the YouTube channel, peoples, what else has changed about the website? Can they now buy your comics from your website?
Yeah, I made it a little bit easier to navigate. Now I'm still adding things to it when time allows. Really what I wanted to get up there was the shop and set up like a subscription. Doesn't cost you anything, you just subscribe. So anytime there's any updates or any newsletters, you'll be the first to know. You'll be an Apogee insider.
Nice. Do you approve, Doc? Does it look pretty enough for you? Shiny pictures and all?
Oh, yeah. It does have shiny pictures. I kind of want an outline around the letter, black outline around the letters. But Nick's taught me to be picky.
Yeah, I gotta stop doing that.
So Nick,
around here, black outline.
Yeah, around Apogee.
Yeah.
So Nick, I just wanted you to know what happened in your absence. So we did some panels on the Dragon Con, which Doc is back from. She's got her voice back, and on it, I mentioned they should combine the graphic.
Back?
Yeah, mostly ish. We put the word ish after anything, and it's good. So I said that they should combine the graphic novel, manga, and comic books all together because they're all just picture books anyway, so they can add other cool categories. And we got 12 letters of hate from people that were very interested in telling me why I was wrong and how I was wrong. And one person wrote us 4 pages of how I was wrong. So I hope
I need to know this person.
I hope it was like copy and paste from Wikipedia or something. So he didn't actually spend that much time like hate writing us. But he did say that he would find us, and he had a very peculiar set of skills if I kept messing that up. Yeah, kind of sounds like we're talking about Walt, but it wasn't him.
No, but Walt reads both. So most of us in comics, just even then the fandom itself, we consider those two very different, separate things.
Why?
American comic books, graphic novels, those are one thing, and then Japanese manga. There's so many other things going on in that world that it's definitely its own distinctive genre and style. So like putting those together and be like, all right, we're gonna put romantic comedies along with horror in the same category.
I mean, honestly, the idea of being trapped in a romantic comedy is horror.
I mean, I've heard about marriage, so.
What?
I said I've heard Doc talk about marriage, so I think sometimes they are the same.
They can be. They can be. Wrong partner.
Romantic comedy and horror. I said with
go from romantic comedy. Yeah, it'll definitely go from romantic comedy to psychological thriller / horror real quick.
So
there's a reason why I'm terminally single.
Sorry you got the hate mail, but you kind of brought it on yourself.
And it's not my good luck.
No, I mean, probably threatening to stab people. That's a very select clientele that likes that.
Yeah, there's
much.
Comic book fans can get fanatical. And
so
almost dangerously so.
I know you haven't just been working on the border, doing the border patrol thing. So when you're not, stopping the predator from landing and hunting humans or Apaches, depending on what era he comes to,
Exactly.
What have you been up to drawing wise? What comics are you working on?
Right now, I am thumbnailing some of these comic book ideas that are still in production. They've been written, but it's been so long since I've gotten to work on them. I go back and I reread the scripts and talk to the writer, see if they had any changes they want to make to it. Because sometimes you finish something and then you come back to it later like, oh man, I really wish I would have added that in there. Or if they had an idea for either to embellish a certain scene more or put a new scene in that will work better. So really it's been a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I kind of feel like a director, so it's all like pre-production or in production type stuff. We haven't really started filming or drawing yet. So a lot of thumbnails, a lot of creative meetings with my writers and some of the other artists that are on other projects. And I'm trying to knock the rust off the old drawing skills and work on some cool things. I'm doing like a Bengali Spawn pin-up poster. That's what I'm drawing right now. It's looking pretty good.
Okay. So I know once upon a time before you dove into the world of modern American politics and got kicked off the Facebook a few times,
I got a 24-hour ban on Twitter this week, so I'm stepping up. I'm moving on to other platforms.
I mean, that's one way to make friends and
influence. Just before Dragon Con, not that I know what I'm doing with it yet.
Nice. The CCP approves.
Nick can join me.
Yeah, so
he's busy on OnlyFans. He's got to sell those feet pics. He's got to fund that art.
Yeah, got to pay the bills.
Has that actually netted you any money?
No, I don't charge anybody. It's free.
And let's be honest,
you're adorable. You give it away for free.
Yeah,
for grunts, nobody wants to see our feet.
No, not these busted ass claws.
So now that you've got the website up and running, what funding do they have? If they want to buy your comics, can they do it with credit card? Do they have to use PayPal or some other?
There's PayPal, credit cards. That's one of the things that I upgraded. I want to be able to take credit card sales, and not just you have to have PayPal or whatever. It made me. I always looked at it as kind of unprofessional that was the only payment option that you had. So I wanted to expand that. I definitely wanted to make it more user friendly. I wanted to give it a cleaner look, and I wanted to attach through different widgets, our Twitter and our Instagram, get all of their socials on there, and then also a contact page. The next thing that we're going to be also start putting on there is right here where it says more character bios. I'm going to do short little blurps of what each character is about, and then some coming soon stuff, because we have a lot of cool things that we've kind of put on the back burner due to COVID and just everything that's kind of happened in the last 2 years. Just want to make it more exciting and really involve the fans, and just kind of open up that dialogue between the consumer and us.
So the reason I mentioned that, before you dove into the world of modernity, that you had been kicked off Facebook, at one point in time, you were live streaming some drawing as you talked about various nerd topics, what movie you were watching. Are you going to bring any of that back?
Yeah, Nick's Art House reviews will be coming back here shortly. I got a new microphone for the desk, so I don't have to use the one that's in the camera because it's very low quality as far as sound. I had a lot of complaints like, hey, I can barely hear what you're saying, or it's like, oh man, it's too loud, or there's some sort of reverb going on. I'm like, all right, let me get a more professional mic to put on the desk. So yeah, I want to do that. That is definitely in the next 30 days, 60 days, doing the Nick's Art House reviews.
So if you end up doing that, save the MP3, MP4 files, and we'll have to share that on the podcast as well as a sort of bonus segment. And if you're paying attention and you're counting, this is episode 179 people. So our 200th episode is going to be happening before you know it. So we'll do something special for that. We have to discuss as soon as we go off air today what we're going to do and get that in the books, because we'll be doing some interviews of some podcasts for some other podcasts and for some short content. So we're going to hit 200 before you know it. So we want to do something special and have that ready for you. You can celebrate with us. Doc will sleep on air, maybe snore or drool a little bit. It'll be great.
I do not drool.
I mean,
we've kind of seen it.
All right. Well, we'll just move along. Doc, your chin. So while we're doing that, though, we thought.
I do not drool. Apparently, I stop breathing while I'm sleeping, but I don't drool.
Well, put a CPAP mask on, and no one will know the difference. You can even get one that looks like the alien that's grabbing you like a face hugger. Those are awesome looking.
If I get put on CPAP, I'm getting that.
Yeah, I've seen one of those, and it was like posted with the meme.
That was just your ex-wife, not your CPAP machine.
Doc, I've only had 12 ex-wives, right? So it's a lot to choose from. But I was the reason they wouldn't let the Joes marry everyone they met at the club. What? All right, look, I thought she loved me. It was just a thing. Look, all right, I'm just saying. PFC Handley thought they all loved him. All right. Turns out they just wanted my TRICARE.
You know what? PFC Handsy is a very sweet young private who is dead. He died. Yeah. I hated him.
Oh, you're fired. We're docking your pay and giving it all to Nick. We're giving all of your pay to Nick.
Apparently, I am much meaner today than before.
I'll be able to buy a couple new pencils. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, outstanding. So, what are you watching in the to inspire the new art that you're making? Because that art looks.
Oh man, there's been some really good things showing up on the streaming services. Just watched Samaritan. It was really cool. It's a superhero tale. It's got Sly in it. I love Sylvester Stallone. Childhood hero.
I want to see that. That looks good.
It's really good. And there's a really interesting twist. And when you go back and look at it, you're like, oh man, they were telling us about it the entire time. I'm like, how did I not catch that? But it was really good. The costumes needed work, so that was going to be the first Nick's Art House review, is that I would be redesigning the Samaritan and Nemesis costumes as I talk about the movie and try and be as spoiler-free as possible. But I'm sure everyone's seen it by now with the exception of a handful of people. So it was pretty good. Watching the new Game of Thrones, The House of the Dragon, that's inspiring.
So wait, I got to ask an important question. My brother keeps assuring me that people are calling it Hot D. Is that true, or is that just my brother using it as a license to say that?
Hot D?
Yes.
You might need to elaborate. I've never heard of this. Tell me more.
I don't know.
No, House of the Dragon.
Oh, that's what they're calling it. Okay. Like ROTJ.
Is that what they're actually calling it?
I've seen it, yeah, a couple of times, a couple of hashtags.
I mean,
hashtags spread like wildfire, so yeah, it's probably a thing.
It's better than the Star Trek hashtag STD. I mean,
STD, yeah, Discovery.
They didn't think that one through very well, did they?
Or maybe they did.
High school whose initials are PMS in my hometown.
Yikes!
I know, right?
Wow. Okay. Poor kids. So we are going to be doing some, dear listeners, it's a little bit of an update on all of this because this wasn't, necessarily going to be a full hour interview. I don't know how long it's going to take, but we talked about doing some more movie reviews, doing some more fireside chats because those are always a lot of fun. Sometimes a little harder to schedule because it's like herding cats to get the authors we want in for these panels.
Yeah.
I happen to know on Halloween we'll be doing one about horror. We have
will?
some amazing.
I will be dressed as Magnum PI. So that's some breaking
Well, I
news.
mean, we're not recording it on Halloween. It will be recorded earlier and aired on Halloween. I mean, but if you want to wear a costume,
I will still be dressed as Magnum PI.
I mean, if you want to do a live thing on Halloween as bonus content, we could do that.
Yeah, and just attached to the end of it.
Or we just do it as its own thing and throw it up there and, talk about horror or whatever we want.
Yeah.
That's genre specific. Doc, are you going to do that? You'll come as Elvira or something?
I don't know yet.
We'll figure it out.
I'll ask the
We'll
person
talk about it
all my
offline.
cosplays.
Well, she's also got kids old enough or young enough, I guess, however you look at it, to actually trick or treat. So that changes things a little bit.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I have one. Don't add anymore. I have.
I mean,
one
you have brothers.
in
I mean, you have brothers, though. They count. I've heard how you talk about them, so you're good.
My brothers are amazing. I got to meet my brother's girlfriend. It was so cool.
Good for you. And you survived, so that's good. Nobody
scary.
poisoned you. Nobody poisoned you.
No,
So,
she didn't run away and hide. She survived.
All right, so Doc, now that we've gotten Nick to show us what he's working on, he showed us his amazing art. We'll throw that back up in a few minutes.
Yeah. Nick,
How did Dragon go?
Huh?
She wants to see your what? No, family friendly, Doc. Family friendly. One podcast.
He showed us it. All his junk and pictures
All my junk.
and stuff. Nick's gonna hurt me.
Yes, but so how did Dragon go?
All my pretty junk.
Obviously, I'm still a little tired and a little slap happy. So, Dragon went amazing. I got to meet authors. I got to talk with them. I even got to sleep a little bit. I think I managed about 6 hours a night, maybe.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot for me at Dragon.
Yeah.
I love the Hyatt, but man, they put in these motion sensor lights on the beds, which no good. Just no good. I finally had to start giving up and putting stuff in front of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I know that sounds really weird that I'm complaining about that, but I like my sleep when I can get it to my room.
Oh, yeah.
It was honestly, it was wonderful.
How sensitive were the motions? I mean, are we talking every time you toss and turn in bed, or just because you had roommates for your trip to save money?
If you had a blanket and the blanket moved, it would trigger it.
Oh,
that's annoying.
That would be a pain in the butt. I'm with you.
It was a little.
Yeah.
So, but it was amazing adventure. It always is. I did not get over to the vendor's room, so I am bummed about that. But that's okay because I had amazing panels. I had amazing friends. I got to meet some awesome authors, and we did a Blasters and Blades Does Fantasy panel. That was fun on Friday.
Cool.
I got to meet some of our guests in person for the first time. That was so cool.
Yeah. You're kind of giddy.
It's like, I know you. Wait, we've never really met in person.
But I feel like I know you.
I know. So it was a lot of fun. I am looking forward to it, and we are already working on planning Page to Stage for next year. That was an amazing event. The Fantasy Gather, which is the party we talked about. We had over almost 600 people, maybe. We lost track of how many people in the room.
That's good.
Really awesome. I got to meet John Miller Jackson, who we had on the show from the Dragon Award noms, and he signed a book for me.
No, he's awesome. He was a fun guy.
He goes, "Which book do you want?" And I want the Picard one because it's the one I interviewed you about. Duh.
So Nick, we have to have you back when you're on, because he also does comic book writing, not just novels.
Oh, nice.
So he's done some Star Wars and some Star Trek and some of the other franchised properties.
I've probably read some of this stuff.
Yeah, you would like him. He was energetic.
Like 90% of his work is franchise.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All franchises Nick loves, like Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. Huge fan.
He did the Obi-Wan Kenobi book.
Which one? The one that tied in with the series?
The one that they made into the TV show.
Yeah. That was him. Okay, cool.
Yeah, no. So it was a blast. I took so much stuff back. I brought so much stuff back, but most of the stuff I brought back is much more fun.
Oh, what all did you bring back?
books. I asked you if we were going to be covering Dragon Con, and you
I said yes. No, I said yes.
I should go get my books. I got a new book.
I hate mom and dad fight.
You'll get over it.
So, were there any panels that were, would be cool to try to recreate with some guests here to talk about various topics?
I don't know. We are a very fan focused one, so we did some cool craft ones, but like we did one on pen names. We did one on puns. I don't know. It was
puns
really
dad
well
approved.
attended. So I think what?
Said puns are dad approved, so go on.
So we did one on the military industrial complex and how it influences fantasy.
Okay.
Sue Phillips did a neat one over on Sci-Fi Lit on the predictive power of sci-fi.
Okay. That could be fun, actually.
We did designer diseases are us, which was fun.
Ooh.
Okay.
That was really awesome. I ended up with like a whole bunch of medical professionals on it. It's like I knew what I was doing or something.
Weird.
Did you blow anything up in the lab? Oh, wait, you didn't bring the lab with you. No fun.
No, you don't bring the lab with you. That would be poor form. And no, I have not blown up anything in the lab since coming back to work.
Breaking Bad, Cisca edition.
It was a lot of fun.
So she's not denying it, Nick. You notice that?
She's the one that knocks.
We did Boinking Beasties, fantasy dating game. It was a lot of fun. We had an absolute blast. You'd have to tell me. I'm still a little brain fried.
Okay. So, if all of those, if any of them sounded super... Oh, who sung at the Dragon Award?
I did not go to the Dragon Award.
I meant con. I just mix them all up in my head.
I went to the Crew Shadow concert. Now, there's tons of concerts at Dragon Con, but I went to the Crew Shadow concert because they play at 1:30 in the morning.
Wow.
And they go till somebody turns the lights on them, I think.
So what kind of music is that for those of us who aren't in the know for this band?
I would say it's a bit alternative, goth industrial.
Maybe some
I have no idea what that means.
I know. I just strung a whole bunch of words together that JR is going to have to go look up.
You just got a fresh serving of Cisca word salad. Man, I thought that
is not a Cisca word salad. I had a wonderful time, and we had wonderful people come to our tracks and participate. Both fan wise as well as professional wise, I could not ask for a better group of people.
That is awesome. Can you hold that thought for just? We're gonna pause for a moment. We're gonna air our sponsor. We want to thank our generous sponsor.
Oh, good. I'll go get my books.
Yeah, give me just a second. And our sponsor, we appreciate you. I don't know if you've heard of that Apogee Comics guy, but they did a pretty awesome commercial. The only unfortunate part is it was all visuals because, comic pretty pictures. So those of you that are listening on the podcast, we did air this as an independent little small video so you can check it out. And I will link this where it was uploaded in the show notes so you can check out the video. It's worth your time.
The video is also on the website. If you go to the shop and go to the Solarium Prime comic, that video is also posted there.
Outstanding. So, Doc, we found that you've been swallowed by a bunch of books. So let's tell about it.
Let's see. I got this one. Actually, JD Perry sent this to me before con, but she signed it at con.
Cool.
Nice.
It was awesome. I love it. I'm reading it. Testament of Steel by Davis Ashura.
I know that guy.
I know that dude.
I adore that guy. He's awesome.
We interviewed him. He's the one that we were telling you about that does comics too.
Nice.
Boyce.
Oh, we know that boy.
Her new Boyce. We know her and her brother.
I thought you said it was her brother. That's why I was saying that.
No, that's Jay Boyce. Her stuff.
Okay.
Don't tell her brother. It's much better.
So it wasn't the Coastie. It was the real human being.
Yes.
We surprised Nick with the sponsorship. So he's like, "Why do I know that music? Oh, it's my commercial."
Oh, I ain't gonna lie. I was looking down on my phone answering a text because I'm like, "Oh, it's commercial time."
Dakota Kraut.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
This one is from Glenn Paris. It's Unbidden, a Vampire Dream. It's really good. And this one, look, I finally got a horror novel.
Oh,
Moonless Nocturne.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's already been media optioned off.
Oh, no, that doesn't mean anything.
I got my favorite souvenir.
A basket full of Fs that you gave?
Yes.
And it's empty? What?
No. It's not. So this was given to me by Amanda via her track director as a present because she's a huge fan. I guess she listens to the podcast.
There's no account for good taste.
It's a basket full of hand-harvested, handmade Fs.
I approve.
And
that is shenanigan worthy.
People, and then they started giving them back to me because they told me they needed me to have them.
That is awesome. That would not last long in the stabby household, so it's probably best he doesn't have it. Because she would probably actually give it to him with the knife to stab it into his chest so he didn't lose it. It'd be ugly. We'd see them on the news. It'd be a thing.
But I adore it. It's wonderful.
So overall, you had a good time.
I love the books that I got, but I don't know. That one just, I'm sorry. Alt History stole the show.
That is awesome. So let's talk real quick what we envision going forward, because in December season 2 ends and we're on season 3 of the rebrand, which is season 5 of Doc and I blabbing into your ear holes. Can you believe it's been that long?
Man, I can't believe they've stayed that long.
I know. But we appreciate every one of you. So if there are any episode topics or authors that you want, even if it's obscure, if it's spec fic, we're here for it. Be sure to put that in the comment section on our Facebook group. Email the show. Send carrier pigeons. Just make sure you write it in a language we can read. We speak Grunt, fluent M16, and English. I'm sure we could do some pictures if you speak in emojis.
I know Latin.
Latin works. We're not good at the emojis, but we do have kids who can translate for us. So it's like the modern day hieroglyph.
Busted, no cap, for real, dead ass.
I don't know what any of that means.
I'm having to learn. My daughter speak that.
I've been talking with Jennifer. I've been talking with Jennifer.
Okay. So you know the F word really, really well.
Jennifer Blackstream's very good at talking in emojis.
I mean, okay, we'll have to have her back again, although she's wrong about everything.
Except for the fact that you're wrong, and that she's very right about.
You weren't there for that episode, Nick, where she just told me everything I thought about everything was wrong.
You guys told me about it.
It was epic.
We got some letters. People are like, wait, are you guys really serious? Did you hate each other? I'm like, no, we were just goofing off.
Yeah. Stagecraft.
I mean, like in our line of work, at least with Nick and I, if they were nice to us, we're like, you plotting on me, boy?
Yeah, I'm not used to that.
That was
all my friends talk shit to my face and then talk nice about me behind my back.
As it should be.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think we should be looking for season 3? Do you got any bigger and better ideas?
Doc, you comic artist on here.
I'd love to do that. I know Doc has reached out to some friends of hers. They're going to help us figure out how to uncluster our digital media presence, so maybe we can get more people to find us. We are working on a website. She bought the domain name already, and so someone's going to put it together all pretty like. We have talked with Nick about.
They're talking. She's talking in. They are talking end of the month.
Oh, nice. That's quick.
And then we'll have to see if we can put together a commercial, because for everyone who's looking for digital marketing advice, these might be the people for you to go to. And they're doing it as a sort of thank you to the fan community, whatever. I'm going to smile and nod. I pretend I know anything about marketing. I have people for that. But Doc, just go with it. Shh, go with it.
That's not a person.
Shh, go with it. All right. So we're looking at doing more comic book artists.
Not a person.
You take that back, you heathen. So we are although I do want to get the DD214 blanket that AMSDD, the awesome, no, it's AS, the awesome shit my drill sergeant says company. Yeah. They have a DD214 blanket and as a whoopee. I'm here for it. Yeah. And twice on Sunday, because it is awesome. You can get it all the way up to king size too.
It'll get you double warm with that thing.
Double warm, that's right. So we're going to be doing some more comic books, because that's why we brought Nick on, and it's fun to talk about mediums we don't know a lot about. We've reached out to a few romance authors that do sci-fi or fantasy romance.
We do some horror?
We've talked to some horror people, but Declan's as horrific as we've gotten, and Declan's
a horror director.
That would be cool. I don't think his horror is as horrific as what some people like.
This is the guy that did. I'll send you guys offline, but his name is PJ Sparks. He's actually lives on your side of the country.
So, and then I don't know if many of you guys know this, but Winnie the Pooh.
Our side of the pond.
Your side. Sure. No, not your side of the pond.
But the country. So many of you don't know this, but Winnie the Pooh became public domain, and someone made a slasher horror fic where Winnie the Pooh was a bad guy. I'm here for it, and I'd like to try to figure out who made that so we can interview them, because it was glorious.
I'll put Stabby on it. She's better than the FBI.
Outstanding. See, we like her for a reason, and it's not just because she stabs you. So we've got some.
I have a mission for her then, but we'll talk about that after.
So we're going to try to get some bigger and better names that you guys have asked for that are sometimes hard to book because they're super busy doing the things. We're going to do some more fireside chats. Those are fun, but like we said, kind of a pain to try to schedule. And anything you guys want, be sure to put in the comment section, because we're here to have fun with you. So if there's any topic that trips your trigger, let us know. We'll see what we can do. We're going to be doing a lot more movie and book reviews. Doc, don't giggle. Try to be professional. You've done this before. You've been to the rodeo before. Yeah? All right. We're going to pretend you're not smelling that bowl I'm laying down. So we're going to try to do some more movie and book reviews as well. Nick prefers the movies because super grunts don't read so well. But
it takes me forever. You guys read a lot faster than I do.
Yeah. So we're looking at some reviews. I think I'd like to do a review of the Sandman. That sounded like it'd be fun for the group. And you haven't gotten to pick a topic yet, so we're gonna let.
You mean the Samaritan?
Is that what it is? I think you said it was Sandman. What's the comic the superhero movie that's Stallone?
Oh yeah, the Samaritan.
Yeah, I think we could do that one. We'll make Doc suffer through it, and then we're looking maybe do a book review of a graphic novel or a comic or something.
Yeah,
if it's painful enough, I'll just sleep.
You'll wake up. Are they still walking?
What are we watching? The Hobbit? I mean,
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. 3 films of them walking. Why didn't they just get the Eagles to take them?
I never understood, because it would have cut the plot too short and they needed complications.
As Deadpool's friend said in the first movie, I don't know, maybe it'll further the plot.
So we're looking. What are you doing comic book wise? I know we don't want to take forever of your time, but like any new projects? Is Apogee Comics open for submissions? I know at one point in time you were considering it.
We were considering. We're not going to do that. Not for a while. We got a lot of stories that we want to put out, and once we get those out, and depending on the success of those books, we'll probably look at considering submissions. Because I know a lot of people want to do their own IPs, and that's great, but it takes a little bit more time and energy from the stuff that we're doing currently to promote, develop, and produce other people's intellectual properties. So kind of just sticking with our own in-house stuff right now.
That makes sense. We talked before the show about trying to get this Ripa guy who apparently showed traditional publishing of comics that, if you build it, they will come. All Field of Dream style, and he earned like $3 bazillion, and he was on Fox and CNN
in a week and a half. It was insane.
Yeah. So I'm going to see if we can't get him on the show. He is sometimes politically active. So while we at the Blasters and Blades do stay apolitical, we make no promises with our guests. And, we'll have anybody with a pulse. We don't care if they're left of Mao or right of, I don't know, whatever the right is. I don't know. We don't care about their products. Yeah, we don't care about their politics as long as they make good nerd stuff.
Yeah, and the book looks promising. The artwork is stellar. I ordered it on the third day of his campaign. And fulfillment's supposed to be this month, so I'm really excited. He keeps all the fans updated on his Twitter, showing them pictures of the warehouse and then signing books and putting packaging them up and ready to go out to their new homes. So I'm gonna try to reach out to them and get them.
Yeah, so we're gonna make a point to do because now that Nick's got a set schedule, we're gonna make a point of doing the comic related stuff while you're on the show, because that's sort of the expertise you bring for us, is that new look at everything. That's not my dog this time, people, I promise. Elvis is sleeping. But yeah, so we're gonna look at
me.
Yeah, Doc's barking at us. So we're gonna look at doing some of that. And Doc, what are you looking forward to for the next group of episodes now that you've gotten to sleep post Dragon?
Being awake for them.
Okay, we've got lofty goals with her.
That's valid.
All right. So as we bring this puppy to a close, because we didn't really have a specific topic, it was just I wanted to show you. Hold on, one last time. We're going to make it the solo screen. Nick, can you scroll a little bit so they can see the glory that is your new website?
I'll even go onto some of the other pages. So here's the home page. Got all the bars right here. Takes us to our Instagram and our Twitter. You can log in, make an account. This is the quick shop. It'll take you right to their pages. It's a link of our Instagram, how to get a hold of us, for some cool artwork by me. And we got the shop. More will be coming soon. I'm going to start putting the posters and things like that up here as well. We've got the bio section, tells you a little bit about the company, which I need to do more to. Contact page, and then the more really doesn't have any contact to it, but just in case you missed it on the bottom, there's another contact page. Our Instagram. I don't know if that's showing up on screen.
No, it's not. But so there's links to your other social media. So quick question: Did you get with the 21st century? Did you get a newsletter so people could follow you and get updates on new releases and stuff if they wanted to?
We're working on that now. That'll be the next major update, is getting the newsletter together, and it'll probably just be like a monthly thing. Kind of do some behind the scenes stuff. Might be a video newsletter. We're kind of still talking about it.
I know an author that did that, Josh Hayes, for a while, because he was so busy. He would just sit and talk to the camera because he did the Keystroke Medium podcast anyway. He's the one who helped us get started back in the beginning. And he would do that for a while. He would just send them the link to the YouTube where he talked about it and said, here you go, watch this video, essentially. So I think that can work if you set it up right.
Because there's one of the co-creator of Bengali. He's been talking to some people out in Texas, and he wants to do a fan film. of this
Cool.
character here. So he's looking for these sleek, slender guys with beards and of, you know, Hispanic lineage, because Bengali is a first generation or second generation immigrant from Mexico. So
Okay. That looks glorious. If, like I said, we're going to link to his website is now tied to our YouTube. The commercial, we'll link to that in the show notes. If you're listening over on the podcast platforms, he would love if you click over and watch his commercial because it's glorious. The art is glorious. I know some of our most of our audience is on the listen only side, but I think it's worth your time to hop over for this one because oh my goodness, that looks
yeah, the
sexy.
artwork's it's stellar. Thank you. Yeah, that was half a bottle of scotch in a weekend. So we were
Absolutely. And so the last thing we talked about, and I'm going to put Nick on the spot and put a little peer pressure. When we first brought him on, because he likes to draw the things, we talked about seeing if he would do some merch for us that we could upload to some fulfillment platform and then link to, and that would fund Nick's time. So maybe if he gets to sleep and the predators stop trying to hunt Americans, and Apaches and make bad sci-fi, like if any of that ends, so he can focus on making amazing art, he will get some merch for us, and you'll be able to buy it on presumably his website, and he'll link it to for us, and you'll go to support his time and his art. We still have the Buy Me a Coffee set up, and we have the you could donate through the podcast platform anchor.fm/blasters and attack blades if you want to help fund all of this, because Doc's going to incur some expenses for the website. That kind of stuff doesn't happen for free. So when you do the donation, you do have option to say, hey, I'd like it to go to this. So if you really want the merch and you want to throw some money for that, put that, and we'll buy some of next time. I know he's a busy guy. If you really want to fund that website so Doc can get it quicker, do that, and we'll route it that way if you've got specific requests. If it's more general, we just handle it that way, but we'd like to do that. So, Nick, it's been a while since you've been on the show. So if people had forgotten who you were, can you tell us how we can find you on the interwebs?
Oh, if you're looking for Apogee, you can at Apogee Comics on Instagram and Twitter. It's the same handle. Apogee Comics on Facebook. If you're looking for me directly, if you want to commission me to draw some funky stuff, which I'm more than willing to do, you want to reach out to me, you can email me at nickgarberdesigns@gmail.com, or you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at nickgarberart and nickgarberart on the Facebook.
All right. So, Doc, before we let everybody go, and you've got to practice your readout. It's been a while since you've done that. If someone says, you know what, Dragon sounded amazing, I didn't go this year, but you know what, 2023 is going to be my year. What can they do now to get themselves sort of involved in that community? Does it just shrivel up and die until August of next year, or what's going on?
Oh, no. Okay, first of all, right now, as you're hearing it, because this is going live on Monday, the tickets are the cheapest they're going to be at $95 for 5 days. So if you're thinking you want to go do that. Also, there is a $10 digital, I call it the DigiDragon membership package, which is a digital membership to Dragon Con. It's all of our virtual content. It's the archives from past things. Events that were filmed in the ballrooms this year will be on there, and that's a 1-year event membership for $10, which is actually a really great price. So then I would always recommend checking out the Dragon Con they have some very nice, kind minions, volunteers who monitor and arrange and admin social media pages on all the different platforms, as well as you can always find me via Page to Stage on Facebook, Fantasy Page to Stage on Instagram, and as well as the Fantasy Literature Track at Dragon Con on Facebook. It's also on the same on Twitter and the same on YouTube, because I leave the creativity to the professionals. But I did start a TikTok that I have been woefully neglectful for, even though I've only had it for 7 days. It still tells me you don't love me.
I've heard that before.
Nobody does love you, Jane.
I mean, okay. I was gonna make a joke about your cold dead heart, but sure, turn it around on me before I get it out. Okay,
I
we'll
have
play
no.
those games.
My heart is cold and dead, but that's why I'm so
So,
good at what I do.
so for the page to stage, if they wanted to participate next year, are they going to have like limits on what costumes they can use, or can they start now without knowing
So,
the list?
so page to stage is in the open division. It is going to. We will open registration on the 1st of June. On the 1st of June, we will open up the open division, and that is open to any characters with literature, comic, or manga, graphic novel representation. So basically, if it could have been in a print medium, it counts. And that will be 25 slots, just 25. Um, we're the show went a little long this year. Who would have thought that a literary costume contest would be wordy, but it was. So we're trimming things down, we're tightening it up, and we're keeping it at 25. The invitational is one where the committee is still selecting the characters for 40 characters that will be the options for those invited to the invitational in 2023. The invitational has, you can nominate yourself or you can nominate a cosplayer to come to the invitational next year. Those invitations will be sent out end of the year time frame. But if you want to nominate somebody, like say you think somebody is just absolutely amazing, like that woman who cosplays Dolores, the HR person from the Battlestar, from
Death
not from the
Star.
Battlestar, from
The Death Star.
if you think that person is just absolutely amazing and you want that person to come and be in the invitational, then you can go to dcpage2stage.com and you can nominate them yourself. Or if you're a cosplay and you're like, who do I get to nominate me? You can nominate yourself. I'm okay with you having enough ego to nominate yourself. So we had an amazing group and we're working on getting our maven of all things costuming and digital media is working literally right now working on making sure the photos look good and putting them up, which is all stuff I don't have the skills to do. So it's going to be fun. We look forward to seeing you guys. Feel free. The other way to also engage, of course, with DragonCon guests and attending professionals, since we do tend to have them on the podcast, is to attend to what we're doing. I know it's a novel concept.
Yeah, it is, and we have talked about potentially, doing what we can to expand the podcast. But that's one of the reasons Doc paired us up with these digital marketing gurus who, they will speak grunt for Nick and I, so they'll use like less than one syllable words where possible, but they'll keep it simple for us. Oh, okay. Well, he was an officer, so he could do two syllables.
Yeah, they taught me 2 syllables in entry school.
That was nice of them. So
Yeah.
so we're gonna be spreading out and getting as creative as we can. And like I said, we want to hear from you. This involves you, so thank you. You could find me as usual in all the places as J.R. Handley because I'm easy like that. But now that you know how to stalk us all, Doc, can you pretend you've done this before and bring us home?
I've done lots of things many times. So,
all right. Well, then
thank you.
I will.
On
I will
behalf
remind
of
you.
everybody present, Jared is going to shut up so I can do this. So, thank you very much for joining us. Hello, Elvis. Elvis is in the house. Sorry, had to make fun of JR's dog.
That wasn't Elvis.
It was too, Elvis. Who else was it? Anyways, Nick looks like he's going to explode. So, on behalf of Nick, JR, and JR, this is Cisca. This was the Blasters and Blades podcast. Thank you for joining us. I hope you had a wonderful time. We'll be back same place next week, same time, same weirdness. Enjoying all things fun, fantasy, and of course, because Jared loves it so, pineapple on pizza.
Heresy. And on that note, I will cut her off.